With us in the studio is the Palestinian ambassador, Professor Manuel Hassassian. Good morning. Thank you for joining us this morning. Now, both sides in this conflict are obviously, you know, there's ongoing rockets being fired. What is it going to take to bring this situation under control?
Well, actually, first of all, Israel has to stop its military incursions in the West Bank and in Gaza. And this thing has been going on for a long period of time. I mean, in order to de-escalate, I think Israel should stop its raids on Gaza. I think Hamas will respond by not launching any rockets. And I think Israel should stop, you know, the building of settlements and go back to the negotiating table.
But they say that the rockets should stop firing from Gaza, and then that could lead to a resolution of the situation, couldn't it?
I don't think, you know, the situation is the way you describe it. It's not only the rockets, it's the occupation. The Israeli occupation for the last 47 years have been submitting and subduing the Palestinian people into humiliation, confiscating land, demolishing houses, and what have you. This is the core issue. It's not the issue of launching rockets, because the spiral of violence has been action-reaction. Palestinians in Gaza today are unarmed. The only thing that they have to do, you know, being under siege for so many years.
One of the issues is, of course, that right now, the settlements aren't going to end right now. That's a whole different matter. We want to try and end, or what's important is that they end the violence that is happening right now, and it's being escalated every day. And so it doesn't help with Hamas saying that all Israelis are now targets as well. There is responsibility on both sides of this argument. You have to agree with that.
The indiscriminate shootings and the airstrikes.
But you have to agree there is responsibility on both sides, though.
Well, there is no both sides, because you cannot equate the occupier with the occupied, my friend. The problem here, we are suffering under occupation for so many years now. 73 people have been killed, 540. All are innocent. Not all of them are armed or Hamas. Entire families have been massacred by air raids. And it's not fair to put the Israelis today with their brute force against you know, innocent civilians.
But the Israelis will argue, though, that lots of Israelis have lost their lives in
No, they did not lose any lives. Give me statistics about all the shootings that have taken place from Hamas against Israel. How many Israelis have been killed?
I can't give you those statistics. But
no, because there is none. There is none.
But they feel under threat because of the constant fire that's coming out from Gaza.
What about feeling us, we under threat constantly in the West Bank?
Of course, but they will say that if the rocket fire stops, then it may be able to lead to a situation where more talks can take place. But while that rocket fire is continuing, they feel that they're defending themselves against that.
What about the indiscriminate killing in East Jerusalem and in the West Bank? Are there rockets being fired from the West Bank?
So, well, the situation is, though, at the moment...
How do we deal with this situation?
How do we deal with this situation?
If we talk about Gaza launching rockets on Gaza, that's the excuse to give the green light for Israel to annihilate entire families, you know, and the destruction of the total infrastructure in Gaza. Is this an excuse of using brute force against innocent civilians? I question why Israel today in the West Bank, in Jerusalem, in the cities of Ramallah, Nablus and what have you, where there has been total collaboration on security with the Palestinian authorities, still indiscriminately all these military actions by Israel has been taking place. Are rockets being launched from the West Bank? How do you justify this? We look at the situation as follows. If Israel stops its killings and its air raids, and if Israel understands that there is no military solution to this conflict, we have to go back to the negotiating table. And Israel has dismally failed the peace process. This is by the American spokespersons and by John Kerry and Martin Indyk. We were not responsible for breaking the talks.
Okay. Well, listen, we're going to have to leave it there. I'm very sorry. I know there are strong opinions on both sides on this one, but we do appreciate you coming in to talk to us. Professor Hassassian, thanks very much.